Dan Diker, President Trump made a long-anticipated speech. The world condemned it. Israeli leaders certainly applauded it. What do you think about Trump's speech recognizing Jerusalem as Israel's capital?
President Trump essentially normalized a presidential decision that had been intended by presidents before him and that had been affirmed by Congress since 1995. For 22 years, the American people have spoken and said that they recognize through their elected representative that Jerusalem is the capital of Israel, the nation state of the Jewish people. That fact is well accepted and supported across the Israeli public and political echelons. And what President Trump did was essentially to recognize a political fact in Israel and an historical, and to correct an historical injustice. He even said in his speech, Israel has had Jerusalem as the capital of two previous commonwealths, and this is the third Jewish sovereign entity in 3,000 years. So he's recognizing a fact that has existed in Israel historically and among American lawmakers and the intention of past American presidents.
Dan, are you not concerned that Trump's message will cause irreparable damage to the peace process?
Well, I think, Steve, that this decision by President Donald J. Trump to move the American embassy to Israel and to essentially recognize publicly Israel's capital, Jerusalem, will actually pave the road to peace. Because what Israel has always said through past governments is if the American administration recognizes the fact, both historically, politically, and diplomatically, that Jerusalem is the capital of the nation state of the Jewish people, that will then eliminate other obstacles on the way to peace. That will enable Israel to make other additional territorial concessions that may be necessary in order to allow the establishment of a robust, safe, secure, and everyone hopes democratic and free Palestinian sovereign entity.
The Hamas and the Palestinian Authority are both talking about days of rage and strikes and lots of protests about Trump's speech. Are you not concerned about the potential here for violence?
Well, Steve, the Palestinian Authority, through its governing parent organization, the Fatah, and their arch enemies, the Hamas, and other jihadi organizations around the Middle East, don't need President Trump's declaration as an excuse for days of rage. If you look on the internet, in Arabic, in English, every day is a day of rage for the Palestinians. And they use any excuse. It could be raining, it could be sunny. It's always a day of rage. Why? Because they reject any Jewish claim to any territory anywhere in the Middle East, period. And that is what President Trump has said, enough is enough. Enough, Mr. Abbas, to demonizing the state of Israel, to delegitimizing its 3,000-year-old connection to its ancient, historical, and eternal capital. Enough paying the terrorists. Enough advocating for the boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement. Enough denormalizing and anti-normalizing relations with Israel. So what happened here with the recognition by the United States president of Jerusalem as the capital of Israel is one declaration in a package of enough is enough to the Palestinian Authority.
Dan Diker, Jerusalem Center for Public Affairs, thanks so much for being with us at WIN News.
Thank you.